Finally, 2023. Believe me, I was so glad the year changed. Last year, I can leave. Still coping with what happened, but glad there's a new year. I hope everyone welcomed in this new year well. We're already a week, almost 2 weeks in. So I hope you have started, whether you have a New Year's resolution, intention, lack of one. I don't really have an intention. I'm just glad the year changed. Or resolve. Step by step, that's what I'm doing. So I hope you guys are doing well. I am holding on. I was a bit sick last week, totally fatigued and other symptoms, but I'm better now. So sorry it took me a little while to put up a new video. My name's Kate. I am a genetic ALS patient. I have C9orf72 related ALS. It's out of ALS, you can have sporadic ALS, which is the majority. They haven't found the actual cause of it. There are those of us that are familial or genetic ALS patients. It's anywhere between, I think, 10 to 12% known right now of multiple causes. The one that I have is actually the more common one within the genetic ones. My family, I've had multiple family members with ALS. I'm actually the only one living right now that has ALS. So when I discovered I started having symptoms, I kind of knew. I went to neurology, went to my primary doctor, had a bunch of MRIs, such, went to a neuromuscular neurologist and got the presumptive diagnosis the day I went. And it's been confirmed, and it's been second opinion confirmed, and I've been in clinical trials, which is, I went through a year, so sometime this month, that the trial or investigational drug trial I was in should be released, and it's got a lot of hope to it. So here's hoping they raise the money to do the second phase 2 and do the double-blind method, and I think that there's a lot of hope. So if you are somebody that has ALS, there is more hope coming down the pipeline than not. Probably one of the most exciting times in the history of ALS that there may be actual effective treatments. There are other ALS groups. You hear the MDA. I know the MND organization in other areas. I am ALS. There are the Team Gleason, which are awesome people. So, I mean, you can find more information. If you do not have ALS and you have consulted Dr. Google or have worries, this is not for health advice. I am not somebody that can give you that advice. I am a person that has ALS, and I'm sharing my story that way. So basically start with your primary doctor if you don't have ALS and follow his or her or their recommendations. So what's going on? Let's see, we got in the new year. I mean, went over Christmas and the holidays, and because I lost my mother, my sister, and 2 uncles last year, it was a difficult year. So I did low-key Christmas. I'm still mailing out New Year's cards. But I just did it real simple. So gift cards, cash, and envelopes. Put a bow and a candy cane on it. I had a holiday tree. I put the 2 trees up, or I didn't put them up, my husband put them up, and I put some ornaments on them, but nothing really fancy. So spent time with family, and it was beautiful. Christmas Eve was absolutely lovely. My adult daughter, my son-in-law, and my granddaughter, who's about to turn 2. I'm about to have a 2-year-old granddaughter. Can you believe it's tomorrow? It was just cute seeing her. And New Year's with my best friend and her family. Just really low-key, no stress, taking it as I could. I've really tried to be as much as I can doing things that feed me. Number one, eating, but reducing this outside stress. I'm a person that has always done a lot. It's one of those ALS things. You can be a really nice person, and it's the nice man's disease. I do follow that, but I was that way before I had ALS. But I've always been really, really busy. It's like something that I've always done, you know, not necessarily workaholic, but always into things. So that has been scaled back since with my ALS symptoms. And I do have certain things that I'm passionate about. So starting later this week, I'll get involved in one group that I'm very passionate about. I still do facilitate meditations, which I absolutely love. Glad I still have my voice. I am using the CPAP at night, and it doesn't look great. I mean, it's not the most gorgeous thing when you sleep. You kind of look like a space alien with the nasal pillows. I'm going out of space. I have something on my head, and here's... But I see people that are further advanced in ALS, and it looks like their trilogies, that's the nasal pillow thing, looks like what they're wearing as they are on their trilogies. So using the CPAP, I think it is helping release the CO2 that builds up in my blood with my apnea. When you sleep, apparently with ALS, your diaphragm, you know, will become weak, but as you sleep, it may not be as moving so well. So what I was doing is I was having a lot of apnea as I slept. And during the day, I was really tired and I had a lot more yawning. So the CPAP has helped. I still yawn. I just, even though from my baseline, I'm definitely more fatigued, but I feel, better with the CPAP. So this clinical trial ended in, the first week of December was like I had completed it. So I haven't really felt any differences since it completed. Besides getting a stomach bug, I mean, that would have happened whether I was on it or not. But I think I've slept more because I wasn't getting good sleep. So, don't know, just doing a lot of, deep thinking, that emotional work you do, whether you get diagnosed with a terminal disease. It's like I have a friend that has gone in and had some extensive surgery, and it's related to nerves, arm stuff. And, seeing how that person hurts and their recovery thing, it's like, well, I understand nerve pain. I could have spasticity. ALS does not cause, the burning, tingling, stuff like that. Not that I'm aware of. If you have any questions about that, please talk to your doctor. But it's like you can heal. And it's kind of like, I know I have a nerve condition that's related to motor neurons, and slowly my motor neurons are dying. I'm lucky to be somebody that's progressing rather slow with ALS. I've had it for 3 years and several months. And I'm so blessed to still be here for my younger daughter, my older daughter, my granddaughter, my husband, my friends. And there's a lot of people I dearly love. Just seeing the difference, it's like the hope to heal. It's like there'll be 1,000 people that tell you take these herbs, do this diet plan, and you will be cured. You can cure it. I know there's no cure right now. I hope that there's actually treatment, but I can't say it's like mortality that has been getting me, even though I've lost family members. My sister died of cancer, and the difference between somebody that has ALS dying and somebody that has cancer is a big thing. Because I think people with cancer think that, I hope that most cancers are cured. Some people have a period of time where their life is extended. The hope is to get for ALS is treatment so their life is extended. Right now it's 100% fatal. Most things are not fatal. I saw how she prepared her family, and I think when people have hope, they don't really look at it. So next week I have an appointment to go sit, and I know I've put it off for a while. Well, I'm still walking, but I'm going to set up my funeral plans. So people just come and cry. I know I've probably said it before. I just got sick. Took time. So, I don't know. I just kind of thinking about everything that's gone on. It's like, you know, you get sick and you're trying to do so much. You want to find out the cause. I imagine with people with sporadic is, why did this happen to me? You know, I know that I have C9orf72. I carry the gene, found out. Had other family members. I got in 2 car accidents, got 2 concussions, and oops, something like 9-10 months later, I started having ALS symptoms. Sucks. So, I don't know. I know I'm dying, but how am I going to live? You know, it's like I have, in the past year, which was pretty traumatic. I mean, 2022, I don't think anyone had a good 2022. If you did, great. Good for you. I know that I spoke out and I did something that was important to me, and I still will with that organization speak out and do something that's important with me. Just be careful that I don't re-traumatize myself every time I do it. I absolutely adore doing meditation, leading them, and practicing it. I've been on multiple retreats. I'm figuring my way out through different spiritual beliefs. You know, just taking time to take care of me. In my life, I've taken care of so many people. Professional nurse, retired, but, you know, family members, friends, so many people. And, you know, when you're facing losing function and being vulnerable because you lose function, it's really hard. It's really, really hard not to be able to do that, not to be able to, you know, lift and open and play ball and run, or, you know, go swimming, or do 1,000 different things you would love to do for your child, but you may not be able to, or your function may be different. You know, I have to think about it as a mother with ALS, and I still walk. I still can do a lot of things. I think about my child growing up with me. I was diagnosed when she was 3 years, so she was 7. And as she's growing, what is she being modeled? You know, it's like, try to get her to be a little more active and have her understand mommy can't do certain things because of the ALS. You know, she has a respiratory illness right now. And, you know, I have, even though my lungs are good for ALS, I have had respiratory illnesses, and they're really much more difficult than they used to be on me. About 2 years ago, I had, I'm not sure if it was COVID or RSV, and I felt like I could die from it. I was having such a hard time breathing. And when I felt like that, I didn't think it would be so bad to die. It doesn't feel so bad. You know, it's just, it's suffering. So I try to stay away from people with sniffling, and now, yeah, in the middle of a triple pandemic. Hey, I've made it so far, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's, how do you live life with a chronic illness? How do you live life with a terminal illness? How do you live life and take care of yourself, whether you just are living? You know, I mean, there's so many external factors we can concentrate on. You know, it's like, oh my God, the economy, layoffs, recession, inflation, you know, but quality of life can be affected. But how do we take care of ourselves as we're going through all the different emotions, all the different events, all the different periods of our life where there's a lot of change? You know, it's like, nothing is ever permanent. Nothing will be here forever. You know, whether it's your hometown, the place you used to live, if you go look, it's changed. You know, going into our society as things have changed. I mean, have you been to a mall? You know, things have changed. Brick and mortar stores, some are not surviving. Restaurants, there's always changes, you know. I mean, even with my family, I mean, I lost a lot of members of my family. You know, that this Christmas, the Thanksgiving through Christmas through New Year's, things changed. It's okay for things to change. Change is the constant. There's nothing that'll ever be permanent. It's hard. I'm still processing emotions. You know, it's like I was knocked to numb after my sister died and then another uncle died of cancer. It's like, oh my God, 2 weeks. So the numbness kind of gone away, and I've had periods of sadness. I've had periods of just blah. It's like, you know, I'm trying to take time and feel my feelings, you know. And that's important. I mean, you know, you can be hopeful, you can be this, you can, you know, function. A lot of times I would get and I would do, and I would, you know, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, even if it's sitting down, doing a video, doing a Zoom. I can't tell you, I am a Zoomaholic. But sometimes I think we can put things ahead of ourselves and get ourselves involved in so many busy things and use work or activities or, you know, mental mechanics and gymnastics to get around from what we actually need to feel and process. You know, when you get diagnosed with a terrible disease or you have fears of a terrible disease, you know, talking to the professionals. I mean, whether you go down the medical way to get diagnosis or treatment, and during that, whether you don't have it or you do have it, you know, dealing with a professional. You know, it's like I do see a counselor, and I'm very blessed. You know, it's like I use BetterHelp. You know, so it's terrible. I have a wonderful counselor that's in my state that is specifically has the skills that can help me. And I think that has really helped me go through this. You know, just different times of life. I mean, it's winter time. It is nice and chilly. It's not really that cold. I mean, 2 days ago, we almost had a tornado. It's like you get it on your phone. It's like, you see it on the TV, and it's like right where you live. It's like, ah! We spent time in the laundry room, but thankfully, even though there was so much thunder, I mean, oh my goodness, there was the big cloud wall that could have got us, but no tornado. I mean, you know. So, but I think dealing with that, my little girl was a little bit anxious. I mean, you know, it's like, okay, you know, this is scary. We're in a safe place right now. You know, you hear a raging storm outside, and, you know, did ways to, you know, distract and comfort, and it was okay. You know, I think that in a lot of times in life, we get in scary things. I live in Texas, so thunder, lightning, everything frightening, that's life in Texas. But a lot of times we get this diagnosis, or we get diagnosed with something that's serious, and it puts you in that anxiety. Or when you're worried that you have symptoms, it puts you in that anxiety. Dealing with things factually, getting diagnosed. If you want a second opinion, get the second opinion. Though I would listen to what the doctor says. You know, we can create these delusions and illusions inside of ourselves that can hurt us. And if you only have so much life, why are you going to sit there and suffer? You know, I mean, you know, life has enough suffering in it. You don't need to cause yourself to suffer more. And that's hard when you are grieving a person, or a change in life, a change in a relationship, a change in your health. That's okay to feel it. You know, don't distract from it. Just spend time, and even if it has to be a little period of time, like a pendulum, you swing into the emotions, you swing out. You swing in, you swing out. You know, just take care of yourself. And if you're really anxious, or you're really worried, or you're kind of depressed, talk to somebody. You know, you can talk to your doctor, they can recommend it. You can get it, you know, talk to a counselor. If you don't like the first one, find another one. You know, you're worth it. You know, so that's kind of my message today. Feel your feelings in this new year. You know, I'm just excited that it's 2023. I am so glad 2022 is over. So very glad. So what have I got planned? I'm going to start doing some of my volunteerism. Gently. I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to push myself, and I'm not going to get so busy I neglect myself. You know, it's like actually doing the feels inside. You know, it's like, you know, there are certain pains you can have, you know, when it's cold. My spasticity is so much worse. And that tightness hurts, you know, cramps. You get like more of a toleration of pain when your body cramps, and fasciculations don't really hurt. They just feel weird. But the only time I really get in pain is when I'm spastic. Thankfully, that's not right now. And thankfully, I have some care for it. My biggest thing is I have one of the best neurology groups, and I have the best neurologist. I really do. I am so blessed. But I'm trying to find a primary care. Apparently, I'm on a Medicare in the United States. We have Medicare where if you get diagnosed with ALS, and if you have put enough work credits in, you get Social Security disability. So Medicare, and I have a Medicare Part C that's like a traditional, like kind of a plan for healthcare. So it's not just B. And I thought C would be good for things after I got my power chair. It would be good. Well, apparently the primary care doctor I had for 10 years doesn't take that insurance anymore. That hospital system doesn't take the insurance. So now I'm primary doctor shopping. It's like, ugh. So during this whole time, I'm diabetic as well as I have ALS. And it's also probably familial. Everyone in my dad's family is diabetic, some in my mom's. Not just diet, I mean, all different diets. I was on a low carb diet for most of my life. But went and had my hemoglobin A1C was high, and they haven't called me yet. It's been 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, I need to find a new one. First thing they were going to do is take you off of insulin. Why don't you try this medicine to lose weight? I'm like, I have ALS. I was told if I lose weight, I'm going to progress. No. So I have another one next week. Here's hoping it's a good one. Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm married and all that, but it's kind of like dating. Dating primary care doctor. Who's going to fit with what I want? You know, I shouldn't say this, I'm diabetic. It's like a box of chocolate. Some are nutty, some are sweet, some are bitter. You know, figure out who you want. So that's, you know, another way to help when you're going through terminal or complicated disease is find your care team. Find people you feel comfortable with, especially before you get in the more advanced stages when you can't talk. ALS is such a weird beast. Some people are diagnosed and they die quick. They die within a year. Some people die, you know, the average lifespan for ALS MND is 3 to 5 years. So I'm 3 years, a couple months in. I don't know. I don't know how long I have. And it doesn't really matter. Right now, today matters. And I have to take small steps day by day. And that's probably going to make me happier. You know, when you're navigating grief, you have good days, you have bad days. Tears come, tears go. Sometimes you get hit by a rogue wave and you're just on the floor. You know, I'm just concentrating after being knocked numb in grief on trying to feel it. So not real exciting, huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go in next week and give more blood for the follow-up with the primary care or of my phase 1 drug study, and go to a new primary doctor. You know, here's hoping that you are having a nice start of your new year. Finding something new to do or a new way of looking at things, or just resting, you know. So my message is feel things, take care of yourself. Don't try to do everything and ignore you. Be gentle to yourself, you know, eat well. Find something that brings you joy. You know, it's like sometimes those sunsets really make me happy. You know, my little girl, my granddaughter, my oldest daughter, you know, there's so many people, a good friend. Some people can really, you know, that's what matters to me. You know, some people may like, I love music, but may like to listen to music, go out in nature, draw, read. find that beauty and try to concentrate on how you feel. Find a little bit of beauty in the day. Find that little bit of appreciation. And stop looking at the cracks. Stop looking at, if you're worried that you may have ALS, at Dr. Google, and you have all these symptoms and you think you have health anxiety, don't look at the cracks. If a doctor tells you you don't, what a blessing. It truly is a blessing. If you're convinced you have something and doctors say you don't, you can go to another doctor. But take care of yourself. Life is a gift. I don't know how long I have. I hope to have more years. But just realize you have a gift and look at beautiful things. But take care of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever time this video finds you. And I hope you have a good one, okay? Find the beauty in the day.